High above the blood-soaked fields of Olympia, a different kind of battle raged. It was a ballet of death, a whirlwind of fire and steel. Imperial fighters, thunderbolts and marauders screamed through the sky, their guns blazing. The air crackled with energy, a symphony of destruction. Orc aircraft, crude but deadly, swarmed like angry hornets. They relied on brute force, their ramshackle fighters held together by scrap and spite. Explosions lit up the sky, each flash a testament to the ferocity of the fight. The fate of Olympia, of an entire world, hung in the balance. The skies over Olympia were not just a battleground, they were a crucible. Here, courage was tested in the fires of combat. Skill meant survival. A single mistake could send you spiraling down in flames. Every pilot, Imperial and Orc alike, knew the stakes. This was more than just a battle for air superiority. It was a fight for survival, a clash of ideologies as much as machines. The roar of engines mixed with the thunder of explosions, a deadly chorus that echoed across the ravaged landscape. The Imperial Navy fighters were sleek predators, their wings adorned with the aquila. Thunderbolts, heavy with firepower, roared through formations of Orc fighters. Their cannons spat fire, each burst a hammer blow against the enemy. Marauders, versatile and deadly, unleashed payloads of missiles. Explosions blossomed among the Orc craft, tearing them from the sky. The pilots, clad in their flight suits and helmets, were veterans of countless battles. They flew with a cold precision born of experience, their fingers dancing across controls. Each movement was a calculation, a deadly equation of speed, altitude, and firepower. The air crackled with energy as comms chatter filled their ears. The pilots relied on instinct and training, reacting in fractions of a second. They were the Emperor's angels of death, bringing swift retribution to his enemies. Their mission was clear: secure the skies, deny the enemy air support, and pave the way for the ground assault. The Orcs cared little for finesse or tactics. Their flyboys, fueled by bloodlust and crude gits, relied on sheer numbers. Junkers, patched together from scrap and held aloft by sheer Orc willpower, filled the sky. They buzzed like angry flies, firing crude but deadly weapons. Their ramshackle bombers, laden with crude explosives, lumbered towards Imperial lines. Each Orc pilot was a berserker in the sky, eager to tear into the enemy with reckless abandon. They shrieked and howled over their comms, a cacophony of guttural war cries and boasts. They cared little for their own safety, driven by a primal urge to fight and destroy. Their tactics were simple: overwhelm the enemy, smash them into the ground. The Orcs might have lacked the Imperium's technology and discipline, but they made up for it in sheer aggression. They were a green tide from above, a chaotic force of nature that threatened to engulf the Imperial forces. On the ground, the soldiers of the Imperial Guard looked to the skies with a mixture of dread and hope. They knew the importance of air superiority. To see the sleek forms of Imperial fighters was to be reassured, to know that support was near. The roar of their engines was a comforting sound, a promise of firepower against the enemy. But to see the Orc aircraft, those crude but deadly machines, was to feel a chill of fear. They knew that from those ramshackle bombers, death could rain down at any moment. The shadow of an Orc fighter passing overhead was enough to send soldiers scrambling for cover. The ground troops were all too aware of their vulnerability. The outcome of the battle raging above would decide their fate below. Their prayers, whispered or shouted, rose to the heavens along with the smoke and fire. They prayed for the Emperor's angels of death to prevail, to grant them a reprieve from the horrors of the Orc onslaught. Dogfights erupted across the sky, a deadly dance of Imperial eagles and Orc beasts. Tracers streaked through the air, leaving trails of smoke and fire. Explosions blossomed like grotesque flowers, each one a fighter or bomber sent spiraling down in flames. Imperial pilots, disciplined and skilled, used their machines' superior speed and maneuverability. They flew in formation, covering each other's backs, exploiting every tactical advantage. The Orcs, however, were unpredictable, recklessness, both strength and weakness. They relied on brute force, often ramming their damaged craft into Imperial fighters. The sky was a chaotic mess of twisting metal and fire, a testament to the ferocity of the battle. Each pilot, Imperial or Orc, fought with the desperation of those who knew that defeat meant death.